Hello everyone, good evening to you all. In our today's video we will discuss about an important topic in the life sciences, and this topic is the cell signaling. Cell signaling is the process of communication between the two cells. Suppose these are the two cells. The process of communication between the two cells is called the cell signaling. The cell signaling is an essential process in the multicellular organisms, because in the multicellular organisms there is a particular organization of the living organisms, like the cells made up the tissues, the tissue system, as well as the organ or the organ system. So for the proper functioning of the organs or the tissue system, the communication or the signaling between the two molecules is essential for different metabolic functions, or for tissue repair, as well as in immunity in the humans or the animals. So the cell signaling is an essential pathway or the essential process that is being required in the every living organism, whether they are plant or the animals. So let's talk about some basics of the cell signaling. In the cell signaling there are the three processes. One is the receiving, another one is the transduction, and next will be the response. So how the two cells communicate? The one cell sends a signal and the another cell will receive this signal. So for receiving there are the presence of receptors on the another cell which is receiving the signals, and these sending signals are termed as ligand or the ligand. So whenever the two cells will communicate, the one cell will send the information in terms of the ligand, and the another cell will receive this ligand by their receptor. These receptors can be present outside of the cell as well as in the inside of the cell whenever the ligand is generated by the sending cell itself. So one term we know that it is the ligand. The sending signals are called the ligand, and the receiving signals or the receiving portion of the another cell is called the receptors. Next we were talking about the three steps in the cell signaling. So here are the three steps. One is the receiving, another is the transduction, and the third one is the response. Whenever the ligand will come or the ligand will come, this cell will receive this ligand. This is the very first step. Second step is the transduction. After the receiving of the ligand, this cell will undergo changes. These changes will not now call the response. Firstly, as an effect of the ligand, this cell will show some behavior. Okay, some internal changes will occur. Due to those internal changes are called the transduction, because it is being transduced, or the cell has been now changed. So due to that effect or due to transduction, the cell will show some response. Okay, so these will be three steps. For example, any ligand will come for the immunity. Okay, whenever the ligand will come, this cell will produce antibodies. Okay, so due to the production of the antibodies, what will be the response? It will become a immune cell, or it will provide the immunity. So immunity will be the response, transduction will be the production of antibodies as a ligand will come, and receiving is the receiving of the signals. So here are the three steps: receiving, transduction, and response in the cell signaling. Most commonly in the cell signaling portion, the questions arises from the types of the cell signaling. So on the basis of the cell communication distance or the cell signaling distance, the cell signaling is of four types. One is called the autocrine signaling. Firstly we will remember the names. The autocrine cell signaling. Another one is the paracrine cell signaling. Next one is the juxtacrine cell signaling, and the fourth one is the endocrine cell signaling. So here are the four types of the cell signaling. One are the autocrine, another one are the paracrine, juxtacrine, and the endocrine cell signaling. So basis on their distance, these four classes are classified for the cell signaling. And most probably the questions are also asked on their distances, that whenever the two cells are present so close to their distance, what will be the type of cell signaling. So that's what we will discuss in detail. So very firstly we will start with the autocrine signaling. Autocrine signaling is the process of cell signaling in which the ligand molecule is produced by the same cell which will going to accept the ligand molecule. In the cell signaling, one cell send the signals in the form of ligand, and that ligand is being received by the another cell. That's what we have discussed so far. But in the autocrine signaling, the ligand generating cell will itself accept this ligand. Okay, तो जो सेल प्रोड्यूस कर रही है ligand को वही सेल एक्सेप्ट कर रही है. दिस इज कॉल्ड द autocrine signaling. So the sending cell will be the target cell. Receptor of this ligand may be present outside of the cell as well as the inside of the cell. For example, if this is a cell, it is being producing the ligand from inside. That ligand is moving in the outer environment, and again the same cell is being accepting that ligand. So this is the outer receptor of the intracellular receptor that is being present on the surface of the cell. As well as in the autocrine signaling, the ligand molecules can be produced inside, and the receptor molecules for those ligands are also present inside. So autocrine signaling is what? The sending cell is also the receiving cell. Means sending and target cell are both the same cells, but the ligand molecule can be recepted by the surface receptors that are present outside, or can be accepted by the intracellular receptors that are present the inside of the cell. So this is the autocrine signaling. The example of the autocrine signaling are some cytokines or the immune cells. Next one is the paracrine signaling, the cell signaling in which the two cells are present at close proximity. Unlike the autocrine signaling, it is the signaling between the two cells, that what we are discussing from beginning. So this cell, the sending cell, and this is the receiving cell, it will receive these ligands by the receptors. So these two cells are present at the close proximity. Suppose this is the one cell, this will be the another. The distance between the two cells are very less. So this type of cell communication or the cell signaling is termed as the paracrine signaling, means short distance signaling. As I told you earlier, the questions are mainly asked on the distances of the cell signaling. So autocrine have no distance because the same cell is the target cell as well as the sending cell. And in the paracrine signaling, one cell is the sending cell, another is the target cell, but both of these cells are present at very close proximity. The distance between the two cells is very less. So example of the paracrine signaling are the action of neurotransmitters. During the synapse, the two cells are present at very near distance, and the neurotransmitters move through acting like a ligand and move from one cell to another cell. This type of signaling is called the paracrine signaling. Next one is the endocrine signaling. In the endocrine signaling, it is also called the long distance cell signaling. In the endocrine signaling, the signaling cells are present at a far distance or the long distance, unlike the paracrine signaling in which the two cells are present at the close proximity. So the signaling molecule acting on the target cell distantly located from the donor cell. So for example, if we talk about the endocrine signaling, so action of the hormones. Okay, hormones like sex hormones like testosterone or the progesterone or the gonadotropins, they travel through the blood stream from one cell to the another cell, which is the example of the endocrine signaling. So endocrine signaling is the long distance signaling. Last one is the juxtacrine signaling. In the juxtacrine signaling, it is also called the contact dependent signaling. Contact dependent signaling. The autocrine signaling having no distance because the center cell was also the receiving cell. The both cells are the same, sending as well as the receiving cell. In the paracrine signaling, the two cells are present at the near distance. That's why it is called the short distance signaling. In the endocrine signaling, the cells were far apart or present at the far distances or the long distances. That's why it is also called the long distance signaling or the endocrine signaling. But in the juxtacrine signaling, the two cells which are communicating with each other or signaling with each other are in contact with each other. Okay, these two cells will be in contact. That's why it is also called the contact dependent signaling. So communicating junctions, okay, or the extracellular matrix are the examples of the juxtacrine signaling. During the formation of the cell junctions or the communication between the extracellular matrix and the cell proteins is also the example of juxtacrine signaling. So for example, there is a pathway notch signaling which we will discuss in later. Notch signaling is also the example of the juxtacrine signaling. So that's all about the type of the signaling, cell signaling that can be asked in the different masters entrance examination of the different universities. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.